Hello, I'm Reverend Karen Davis of First Christian Church. Today, when we try to find our direction in life, oftentimes we're relying upon GPS, Global Positioning System, which is under the direction of the space operations of the United States Air Force. That fabulous system tells us which direction to go, giving us information from satellites and all around. Had there been a GPS system in the days of the Gospel of John, perhaps this morning's reading from John chapter 10, verses 1 through 10, would have used that imagery rather than that of a shepherd. But in Jesus' day, hills such as those beautiful South Hills behind me would have had sheep and goats roaming about. So it's quite common to use that analogy of a shepherd. Today's Old Testament reading from Psalm 23 is one of those examples that tells us just what a good shepherd is like. One who cares for us, who leads us beside still waters, who protects us from all harm and danger. We lack nothing, leads us to green pastures, comforts us, reassures us. So in John's Gospel this morning, where we are told that Jesus is the Good Shepherd, we are also told that the sheep know the voice of the shepherd. And that's where we come in. It's our responsibility to know the voice of the shepherd, to listen for it, to follow it. It's easy to be distracted by so many other sounds. As I'm standing out here right now, I could be distracted by the sound of a neighbor working in their yard. I could be distracted by the air conditioner making noises behind us. Or I could listen to the birds that are singing and enjoying that beautiful sound. Or the wind chimes that are blowing in the wind. The choice is ever before us. What will we listen to? And what will we focus on? Just like when we're tuning our car radio, although now instead of the old days of turning the dial, it's pushing the buttons or even talking to it and having the radio program itself. But as we try to tune in to listen to the news program we like, the music that we like, we're looking for something that we want to hear. So too it should be in our spiritual life, that we are tuning in on the voice of Christ, that we are tuning in on those things that give us abundant life, that build up our life rather than tear it down. To pick out those sounds that we want to hear. We're all good at tuning out things we don't want to hear, but more often than not, we tune out what we need to hear. And so we are encouraged to take advantage, perhaps, of some of this time when we've been staying safer at home, to stop and to listen for the voice of Jesus. What is the voice of Christ telling us to do? Where is our shepherd directing us, leading us, guiding us? When we listen for the voice of Christ, we can find that reassurance. We can find those cool waters to refresh our parched spirits. We can find what it is we need to keep on going on the journey of life. We can rejoice in knowing that we have a shepherd who truly cares for us, who wants to lift us up and hold us close like that little lamb that has gotten lost. So may we stop and listen. What is it that we hear? What is it that we are wanting to tune our lives to? May it be those sounds that bring us refreshment, encouragement, reassurance, those voices that strengthen us for the journey rather than strip us of all that gives us hope and energy. May we continue to listen for the voice of Christ directing us on life's journey. May God continue to bless you and guide you. And speaking of listening for things, now this is a special request. So Kelly Tramper, if you are listening out there, this is for you. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see, was blind, but now I see. There you have it. Amazing Grace to the tune of Gilligan's Island. Enjoy and listen for the voice of Christ.